What's up, guys? I just wanted to make another quick video on a little bit of separation anxiety. I made a video on that before, talking about separation anxiety not being a myth. Separation anxiety is a real thing. Separation anxiety means the dog is truly stressed out, truly anxious when its owner, its person, or another animal that it's really attached to is not present. Not nuisance barking, not destructive behavior, but actual separation anxiety has to be properly diagnosed. So another thing that I wanted to add to that video is there are people, dog trainers included, which kind of baffles me. But there are people that will like to tell you, well, if the dog has separation anxiety, just buy a bark collar and put the bark collar on the dog. And you have to be very careful with that. You do not want to put a bark collar on a dog that has separation anxiety. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against the use of bark collars. I'm not against the use of electronic collars. I do use them. I have used bark collars. But if a dog has separation anxiety, you do not want to do that, because the vocalization is not the problem. When separation anxiety is a problem, vocalization is just a symptom of the problem. So if the dog has just nuisance barking and it's just, a vocal dog, yes, you can use a bark collar. If the problem is separation anxiety, the vocalization is just a symptom. So here's what you do if you use a bark collar when a dog has separation anxiety. What will happen is you will very well, effectively stop the barking, but you're not going to stop the anxiety, okay? You're not stopping the anxiety. You're just addressing a symptom. And you may think to yourself, well, I'm okay with that. I just want the dog to stop barking because the neighbors are, neighbors are going crazy, they're complaining. I know that's an issue, but you have to be careful, because if you don't address the problem, the main problem, and you just focus on addressing the symptoms, what will happen is, because the problem is not being addressed, other symptoms will come up. One not uncommon symptom that could result with separation anxiety or any other type of anxiety could be self-mutilation. That is not what you want. So if the dog has separation anxiety and is vocalizing as a result, or it's a symptom, and you go, well, let's just address that symptom, you're not fixing the anxiety, right? So what will happen is another symptom will pop up. And now you will have to deal with that symptom. So if that symptom happens to be self-mutilation, which, by the way, does not start as self-mutilation. It starts with the dog soothing itself. It'll start licking its side, it'll start licking its paw, and then it'll gradually get worse and worse until the dog will start chewing itself apart. Okay, that really does happen. That's worst case scenario, but it can definitely lead to that. So do not put a bark collar on a dog that has separation anxiety. That leads me to a slightly different point. This one trainer that I critiqued on the previous video, oh my God, he just has so much misinformation to give. It is unbelievable that this guy is actually popular on YouTube. But one of the things he says is, oh yeah, separation anxiety, put a bark collar on your dog. No, you asshole, you don't want to do that. That will create more problems. Now, I understand he doesn't know what separation anxiety is, so he's, like a child, he just thinks, oh, well, this works, so I'm just gonna put this on the dog and I'm gonna tell everybody to do the same. Chances are this guy's not dealing with separation anxiety on a regular basis. He's probably just dealing with mostly, nuisance barking, which he calls separation anxiety. So a bark collar will be effective for the nuisance barking, which in his mind, it translates into bark collars are good at addressing separation anxiety. Okay, not the case. Another thing that I want to say about that is, do not take advice from people that don't know what you're dealing with over the phone or over Skype or over an email or over a message. They don't know that. They don't know what you're dealing with. Let's say you call me or you send me a message and you go, Will, I have this problem with this dog. One of two things could go wrong here. A, you may be misinterpreting what you're seeing. B, I don't know exactly all the details. Or worst case, both of them happen. You don't know what you're looking at exactly. I don't know exactly all the details. So I may give you the wrong suggestions based on the wrong picture that you're seeing. And, then I'll tell you to do this, you do that, and of course the problem gets potentially worse. You don't just do that. These Q&As are helpful. I have asked for help before from dog trainers better than me, with more experience than me. But to a degree, you can give advice, but at the same time, you can't just go, do this, do that. This is all you have to do. No, you don't take suggestions over the phone, over a message, over Skype, nothing. Because behavior problems are complex, and you need to be very careful with taking advice over the phone. The fact that trainers do that, the fact that trainers feel very comfortable giving detailed, prescriptions on what you should do with a dog, it's really bothersome. Again, suggestions, helping, it's one thing. Giving you a detailed step-by-step process when I don't even know the dog, I don't even know the details, and you may possibly be misinterpreting what you're seeing, bad recipe.